Oh, shit. Here we go again.
And I promise you this, above all else, I'm going to be more obnoxious, more overbearing, and I'm going to make you all learn to love it because you'll have no choice. It's time!
Welcome to the Probably Wrong Podcast. Tony, Mike, Dave. It's kind of like the night before Christmas for me.
I know, you're very hyped up.
Oh, I'm so fired up.
Very hyped up.
So fired up.
And we're making you wait.
I know. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Those baseball juices are just going through your veins.
They're flowing.
Just trying to get this here. So speaking of flowing, how was it this weekend at MP Sports Cards meeting the late? I almost said the late great.
Did he pass away without us knowing?
I mean, his football career did.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
But David pictured with Scott Zolak.
Yeah.
You know, we got our where's it up there? The Probably Wrong Patriots helmet got signed up.
I know. Is it in the picture?
I don't think it's in the picture.
You couldn't
I tried.
do it, huh?
I didn't.
You didn't
I had
try
to be
that
careful
hard.
with my
You
mantle.
didn't try that hard.
It
could have been better.
I have a flow with how I keep all the sports stuff.
I
in
see
there.
it. I believe I contributed to some of these
You
a
did.
long time ago before I really knew you.
You did.
Like those guys, right? Starting lineup
Right there.
guys.
That's the Tony. Yeah.
I gave you all those?
Yeah. You gave me almost all of those right there. Yep. And I got a couple Justin Elwood little baseball guys that he contributed.
Oh, nice. And then you kicked them off the show. It's funny how that works.
I just long enough to get my stuff.
Did you have to wait let me give him like a month just because he gave me these toys, these action figures?
It bought him another week.
Another week. Yeah, that's not bad. How nice of you.
I'm just kidding, Justin. Just kidding. It was all
Tony.
Tony.
I don't even know. What do I care? I don't even know if he watches the show anymore. I think he hates you so much.
Once
he's
in a while he
secret.
pops
He's
up.
Oh yeah. He's like in the closet.
I see the girls' account chime up every once in a while.
Okay,
I know that's Justin.
Yeah.
Hey, I bring him a card or two every week, so.
Justin?
No.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah,
How the hell do you talk to Justin?
I gotta keep myself going here.
Yeah.
Eggs,
You only might
cards.
have a few weeks as well. Replace you with Paulie.
No, it was good. It was he's a very friendly, outgoing, like what you hear on the radio is what you get. You know,
I don't think you can fake it for that long.
No.
Right? He's been in the public eye for so long. I think he's pretty transparent with who he is, which I think that's why a lot of people really like him. You feel like you're getting the real Scott Zolak.
I like his broadcast on the radio of the games.
Oh yeah, because he's a fan. He's all fired up.
Yeah. I'd love to see him on get a spot on TV, but I think he just likes being in the area.
But he's a New England guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's from
It's
Maryland.
Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh.
Oh, he's from Pittsburgh.
But
Okay.
when he talks about the game, he's like a fan, which I love.
Yeah.
Brings a lot of fire to
We
it.
played here. This was his favorite place to play.
Yeah. It's awesome.
His
It's
roots,
awesome.
you know.
A lot of
so.
passion for the sport.
I just wonder, right? Do you think he's that way at home? Because that's a special woman that spends all that time married to that man.
Well, he probably has a big house, and she probably gets to separate herself a little bit. But you know what? Isn't that every relationship where you need a little bit of separation? If not,
I have a special woman.
yeah. I mean, you have this room here that you get to hide. Thank
No,
God for
really.
that.
If the camera ever panned, you'd see all the Legos and all the other kid stuff everywhere.
Right. But yeah, I feel like that's every relationship. People need their own separate space at some point.
Yeah.
We're done giving relationship advice. Let's move on to sports.
Well, we also had the card show this weekend. We had Dave Pro at the New England Hobby.
That's right. Yeah.
The New England for the Hobby
This guy's
card
a
show.
regular all of a sudden.
Yeah. No,
How'd you do?
Went
Nervous
well.
wreck?
Went well.
Went well?
Can't complain. I actually had people looking for hockey stuff, and I didn't bring that much because it was
rookie
failure the
mistake
last
again.
time. So, and then I
Are you doing the April show?
I am not. I don't think. Well,
How are you
I
going to get
did-
better
I-
if you just quit?
it's Easter weekend. I did tell him I would take
Easter
a
egg
table,
hunt,
but
yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. So, and then the following one, I don't think I'll be around for. So, I have to wait till
momentum.
I have to wait
I
till
know.
June.
I mean, it was packed.
It was.
Tony. It was great, and I say this every time every month, the next day we come on, if you are even a little bit into cards, or you have kids that are into sports, into Pokemon, into wrestling, this card show, I can't believe, I'm blown away every month how good they are to my kids. How good they are to Dalton. Like, patience.
Yeah.
Like, Dave got a first-hand view of what the guy at the Pokemon table, what was his name? Oh, man. Jimmy. Jimmy was his name, next to you.
Yeah.
And my son just going over and over talking about the cards, talking about Japanese cards, trying to work deals, what's this price, and the patience.
Yeah.
And like earlier we were at a WWE table, and he's just going back and forth with the guy, talking about what cards he wants, what he has, looking through it. I mean, and the patience. And then the free stuff that they get is ridiculous.
And then he bought a box of Pokemon, and it's all in Japanese.
That's what he wanted. I don't know why, but that's what he's into.
I didn't realize they had.
And he pulled this card
straight up.
Is that like a good card?
Once I get it graded, right now raw, it's like an $80 card.
Oh, wow!
So yeah, he had no idea. I just want to get my money back that I paid for the box.
Yeah.
So we're getting that graded and selling it.
Nice, absolutely. That's cool. I mean, he's not going to know. He can't read it anyways.
No. He keeps asking me though. Is that card sold yet? Did you sell that card yet?
Not yet.
So
Yeah, he was pretty funny. Dad, can I borrow? I'll give you my birthday money if I can borrow money to get this box.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they're great. They give the cards, and I hear the same thing everywhere from these guys. So many of them are true collectors because they're like, we want to grow the collections. Like, we'd like to see the kids, the smiles, the happy. You know, we're not out here to scam people. We're not out here to obviously they want to sell their cards and make money, but it's just the enjoyment.
Yeah, we're not all Dave the Shoeless trying to make a buck. We're just trying to.
I was trying to scam everyone.
Yeah, I know.
This guy came up, and the card was like $40-something, and Dave was like, if you ask me again, the price goes up.
Yeah.
Wily vet here.
Yeah.
You know what that guy did? He kept it moving.
Yes.
Dave didn't have patience to that day,
No, I had that.
I want to see the green in your hand.
No.
Really made that up.
No, I had the Joe Burrow. I got it graded. It was a 10 green sparkle, and this kid absolutely loved it. And what do you want for it? I honestly don't know because I can't find any that are selling or have been sold or it's out of 99. I said, I'm probably 150. He's like, will you take 120? I really like it. I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I looked that card up. It's worth like $1,400.
Yeah. It probably is. The kid was scamming me.
So whether
He's
you
like,
took
I
it
know
for
this
150 or 120, it's
I know this thing's worth $1,000.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that sucks. I'd retire right now, Dave.
But there's so many of that guys help people. So next month you'll see it posted. It's I know it's tough. It's Easter weekend, but it's earlier in the day, and it's a great take. It's a great take. So it doesn't take me 45 minutes to get there from here, and it's awesome. Can't say enough about it.
All right. Good stuff.
Now, let's get to what everybody wants to talk about.
Baseball. No, not yet. Not yet. We're going to have to wait on that.
Yeah.
Wait there patiently, just like I am.
Yeah, he's tapping it. You see, I've never seen him sit like this before.
All fired up.
Chomping at the bit.
Oh, ready to go.
But Diggs is here.
Stephon Diggs.
Now, I don't want to rain on it because disclaimer, I like Diggs.
I do too.
The antics that go with him when it's not my team, so he doesn't play for Atlanta, I'm fine with it. What bothered me about this is just everything New England spouted off over the few weeks, and like you didn't need to say any of it.
Yeah. If they didn't say everything that they said, well, we don't want a diva here because we feel like it's going to impact Drake May and his decision making, and then you got one of the biggest divas of them all, right? Who kind of asked for the ball 9 out of 10 times. That's what it sounded like they were afraid of, and then they went out against their word and did exactly what they said they would do.
Paid him huge money. So
They must have had a really good meeting with him.
Well, you got
because you don't just pick this guy up for 3 years with all the negative talk around this guy. I mean, you don't just go out and bring him in.
So what is it? You got Ben McDaniels was his wide receiver coach and for the Texans. So obviously, I'm sure there's no way it didn't happen. There's no way Josh and Ben didn't talk. And then what's his name? Todd Downing was his wide receivers coach, or was the coach in Minnesota, and now he's the wide receiver coach here in New England.
Okay.
So you got connections everywhere.
Yep. And usually with veteran guys like this, you get about a 2-year window where they're pretty well behaved.
Yeah, that's that. So everything that I'm saying about this contract is this year's a wash for the most part because he's injured.
Yeah,
he's not going to come back to 7-8, and he's not going to be the Stephon Diggs.
Right. But he's still going to be, come week 6, 7, whatever it is, when he's kind of healthy, he's going to be our best receiver.
Oh, that's regardless. I mean,
We need
right
him.
now. Now, I hate Mac Hollins, and he's our best receiver.
We need him.
But what I'm getting at is next year.
Yeah.
That's going to be the year. That's going to be
That should be a
Stephon
big
Diggs
year.
year.
Yeah.
That's going to be the big year. I think that's what we're all in for. At least
Yeah.
I am. And then you get the third year when he starts complaining, and we got to
We'll
get
see
rid
how
of
it goes. We'll see how it goes. Right.
But right now, I'm looking at. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at this year. I'm looking at the next year. I just don't see him being a huge contributor coming off this ACL. He's going to jump right into a system. I mean, I don't know.
I think he's going to have an impact.
But
because we suck.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to get the ball. They're going to force feed him the ball. The number one cornerback on the other side, they have to watch when they break the huddle to see where Stephon Diggs is going.
Right.
All of a sudden, that's going to open it up for other people. I think he's going to have an impact. It might not show on the stat sheet like it has in previous years, but I think he's going to have an impact.
Correct. And like Tony Quimby said, I'm sorry, Tony Quimby. Matt Quimby, we love it that they opened. They paid. They had to overpay. I don't care.
And they've missed out on so many of them already. It's like, hey, we're running out of wide receivers to go after.
Yeah.
And as far as the system goes, he played for Dayball, and McDaniels has a similar offense to Dayball. So this is a pretty similar system.
And he flourished there.
Yeah.
In Buffalo.
I mean, yeah, you might not see him till later on this year, and he might not be an impact in the first few games that he plays, but hey, when they make the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
Right now they're saying, and I don't know how true this is, right now they're saying he's on schedule to play week 1.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Which would be
that's his camp,
super fast.
There's no way. Listening to Schefter, it's later.
Yeah.
All the other reports,
7.
it's week 7 or 8. Or
Right.
it could be 6.
And you know what? If they're if he comes in week 6 and you're 2-3, 3-2, that's a huge shot in the arm.
So he got injured week 8 last year, right?
Week 8.
Was it week 8?
No. It was week 7, I think.
Okay. And then what did Bourne get injured? Not last year, the year before, in November. And it took him with the same exact injury.
Right.
He didn't come back till week 15 last year?
Yeah, but I think they're comparing his work ethic to Adrian Peterson. It took him 7 months, which
didn't he get suspended for
beating the crap out of his kids?
No, but didn't he have a PED issue as well once he came back?
Oh, I'm sure 90% of the NFL is on PEDs, and they test who they want to
I'm
test.
fine with that.
Yeah. Well, you beat your kids? We'll test you for PEDs. That's kind of how they work the system.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm happy about it. I still think you need another wide receiver.
Oh, 100%. They can't be done with this. It's because they're still so weak at wide receiver. One injury. You know, what if Diggs comes back and he's not the guy, or maybe re-injures it or tweaks something? Like, we're still screwed.
Even if he is the guy, you still need another one. I'd like to team that up with Amari Cooper.
Or Keenan Allen.
You got all these people drooling over
Or Tyler
drafting
Lockett.
Hunter. You pick up Diggs and you draft Hunter.
Yeah, that too.
Which is very possible.
It makes Hunter a little bit tougher to cover when you have a second cornerback on him.
Yep. So
I'd like to pick up another receiver and go Will Campbell.
What was it? Sorry, got a frog in my throat here. Zolak actually alluded earlier, I think today on the midday show, that he also thinks they can't be done. He also
pick
thinks
up another
this
one,
opens
draft
up.
Will Campbell,
So-
and now you grab another wide receiver. Stephon Diggs has a pretty productive season. You get Will Campbell. You could win 9 games.
And you think of this too, right? You got Diggs, going to be 32 next year. Going to be 32 in November. Keenan Allen, another older receiver. These guys want to win. What have we seen in the past when guys buy in and want to win? And then they have a young quarterback who potentially can be a really good quarterback.
And he's a gamer too.
they get all bought in. You
Yep,
never
yep.
know.
Yep.
You know, this is the one good thing about this Patriots season this year is there's so much unknown to
Yep.
look forward to. They could be like Jay Fields, I think, chimes in here, go from a 4 to a 6-win team, or they could sign another receiver, catch a little lightning in the bottle, and make a
never
good
know.
run.
You
They
never
get
know.
So-
they get a bounce that goes their way in a couple of games. I mean, last year they could have won 6 or 7 games, and that was with a horrible coaching staff. And everything was horrible about last year. So this year you're rolling in. You're going to have a better offensive line. It might not look that great
Are we
on
sure
paper.
so far?
It's better than what we had.
Okay.
So
Is that enough? That's
it's an upgrade. It is.
you went from awful to just terrible.
But they could, if they buy in and they work together, maybe they put it together and
Better
have a
coaching.
decent one.
Yep.
So you don't know what you're going to get out of the offensive line that they've done, but it's better than what they had. They've added on defense. Now they're starting to add on offense. We still have the draft to go into. So the potential for this team is a lot higher than at the beginning of the offseason. When,
Right.
You know, so
I'm liking it. We wanted them to spend money, and they're spending money.
Yep, we got this. Bob Roxburgh chimes in, doubling down the Zolak that he did say it, and they're leaning towards Cooper. It sounds.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that'd be nice.
Yeah, Amari, and then you draft Will Campbell,
Yeah.
and then you're kind of good to go,
Right.
right? Like this is a competitive football team that you could beat the Dolphins twice, you could beat the Jets twice. That's 4 wins.
I don't think could be. I think should.
Probably favorite,
win.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go 4-2, 5-1 in the division. This might be a 10-win team. This might be a playoff team.
what if
I know we're getting
what
ahead
if,
of ourselves, but that's what we do
Well,
here.
hey!
What if Abdul Carter is sitting there?
I don't think he's sitting there.
I think he's going number
I think
2.
he's the biggest stud in the draft.
Yeah. I mean, Cam Ward kind of solidified going number 1.
I think Ward's going number 1 because he's a quarterback, but I think the
Yep.
biggest stud in the draft is Abdul Carter.
So I think right now the board has shifted out that you got Carter going 2. And then I still think, even with this Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, I think Jay Fields says it here too maybe, but I still think Sanders is a good pick for the Giants. Because now you have two
those aren't legit quarterbacks.
But I'm just saying, you have 2 veteran quarterbacks.
Right.
What an opportunity for you have Sanders come in. You don't need Sanders to start now.
No.
And everyone's
Yeah,
a little like we all know he's got athletic ability,
Right.
but he learned the game a little bit.
Oh, just sit.
Sits?
Yeah.
So who's
It's perfect.
who's a 2? Cleveland.
Yeah,
So they pass on Hunter to take Carter, and the Giants are going to pass on Hunter to take Sanders.
If they like
that
him,
leaves
yeah.
Hunter at 4.
and
Do
they'll
you
probably
take
get
him,
Hunter.
or do you trade that pick to someone who really wants Hunter?
This is going to be such a lukewarm take. You take Hunter unless there's a better trade.
Yeah.
I would take Hunter.
I think a lot of it depends on how much they like Will Campbell. If they really like him, they're like, screw it.
Hey, his arms just measured out at
Saw that
33 inches.
Everybody's happy now. Now he's a legit offensive lineman. That 1/8 of an inch.
Ridiculous.
Oh, God.
Melissa's not on tonight to defend the to be all over me over the 33 inches.
Yeah.
So,
No, soccer practice.
yeah, but it's looking good. I'm excited. I think this, as everyone chimes in here, we're looking at another wide receiver. This is just it's just very optimistic. Like you are as optimistic we talked about as the first time in years about a Red Sox season.
You can
We're
feel
going to
it.
be really,
Yeah, you can feel it.
and it makes all these defensive signings and everything just all work.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And I know we were crying about Diggs the other day. He's a diva wide receiver. He comes with a lot of baggage.
Right. But he's also done good things. I remember you showing me videos of him playing pass with kids
Yep.
in the stadium. So he's a diva like every other wide receiver, but he also has some character as well, right?
So when he's bought in the beginning, and this
Yeah.
is why I'm talking about, I think Fields mentioned too, like that year 2. Bob Roxburgh might have as well. That's the year that he's going to be Mr. Patriot. That
Yeah.
You're going to see him playing pass out there with the fans.
Yeah.
Because he's always been that guy, even in the Texans. Like he engages with the fans.
Yeah.
If you give him positive energy, he's going to give it right back, just like with him and all his women.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he'll give it back.
But he is that kind of guy. But he can also flip the script. If you
It's almost like dating a crazy chick.
Yeah.
Like the first 3 months, you're like, maybe she wasn't as crazy. Maybe it was the guy's fault. And then you find out like month 4, and it's like, oh no, this girl's freaking crazy.
Like
it's the same thing with the wide receivers.
Like you just say one thing wrong. You know what I mean?
And then everything changes.
The dynamic changes.
Whew.
Yep. And then he's a problem.
Yeah,
and then it's everyone turns it. Like, oh, Diggs, why did they sign him? Oh, there was...
I wonder if we might be getting a little bit luckier with him being a little bit older, coming off a knee injury, right?
I'd have to think they're banking on that.
Like hoping, he's 31. He should have matured. Probably didn't.
You're definitely banking on that.
Yeah.
The age, he's kind of matured, finally.
So here's the other good thing, guys. He wanted to play for a winner. Nobody wanted him.
Yeah. So that humbles you a little bit, right?
Right? That's what I'm I'm also hoping. He came back here.
Great. So the Patriots were the only ones that wanted him.
That's all right.
They take a
That's
chance.
what we need.
You know?
Yeah.
So-
Well, they have to take a chance because they can't get people to come here.
Yeah.
I did hear, they had the same money on the table for DK that he got in Pittsburgh, and he did not want to come to New England.
And Godwin, right? They tried to overpay
Godwin
him.
was another one.
Wouldn't come
Yeah.
here.
I mean, I don't blame him. He left. He wasn't going to leave Florida to come here. But, I mean, DK chose a team with no quarterback opposed to going to play with Drake May,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Well-
Pittsburgh still has nobody.
No, but Pittsburgh just always finds a way to win. They're always in the playoffs or right there.
So most mock drafts, I hate to quote mock drafts because I can't stand them, but they have, I just lost his name. They got
Jackson
Dart
Dart.
Jackson
as their
Dart.
wide receiver. I mean, sorry, as their quarterback that
Old
they're
Miss.
drafting. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, but who knows how that goes?
right.
Because sometimes these quarterbacks shoot up. I mean, what was the guy for the Broncos that was supposed to be a second-round pick? Bo Nix.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's a 12th pick
That's
overall.
that's who Dart is this year.
Yeah.
Bo Nix. I think you called that out a couple weeks ago.
Well,
I don't know.
he's the third guy.
Maybe.
I'm
right?
trying to give you credit here. Roll with it, Dave.
Yeah, he doesn't know. Yeah, don't know.
But Bob chimes in here. He's loving trading out of that top pick and drafting Simmons. We talked about him briefly last year, the left tackle from OSU.
Okay.
So I looked that up after the show last week. He's kind of a stud.
Okay.
Like he's a
How long are
big
his
boy.
arms?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They didn't make a big deal out of it,
All right,
so I
they're probably
knew they were over 33
and a
inches.
quarter. Yeah.
So I like that, Bob. If they did that, I think that would be solid. You pick up another draft pick, and you're going to pick up a starting left tackle right away.
Yep.
I mean that's great. Not to mention, even if they with their second round pick, what's the guy out of BC that everyone's going gaga rada? The local left tackle.
Trapillo?
Is that the guy?
I don't know.
Yes,
that's my buddy's
I
friend.
think
That's my brother's
it.
friend.
Yeah, he's I guess shooting up the
Oh,
draft board.
my brother used to send me highlights of him playing basketball in high school. He's like 6'8". He was supposed to be a tight end.
You talk a lot about your brother. We really need to get him on here.
Yeah, Steve Trapillo was a
Goes right over.
right over. He played for the New Orleans Saints, and then my brother worked for him when he opened up Super Fitness, and they became very good friends. And his son's name's Ozzy.
He's got a lot of connections.
Yeah. My brother's a good talker. Good talker.
Really? That he doesn't fall far.
Yeah. The only difference with me is I stay local. And there aren't many local
gonna say.
celebrities. My brother kind of gets
Tony
around.
only goes to a few different
Yeah.
places.
The
So-
who's who of the Bridgewaters?
Yeah, I'll know you.
Right here.
Anything outside my area, I could care less. But Steve, my brother's still good friend. Steve, unfortunately, passed away not too long ago. My brother's still good friends with Steve Trapillo's wife, and Ozzy is a kind of built like a tight end that plays left tackle.
So I guess he's projected early second round now.
Really? Yeah.
So-
Well, that's pretty cool.
Bob Roxburgh says before his injury, he was the top offensive tackle in the draft.
Yeah.
That's really? That's
Yeah.
Trapillo?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I follow him
I
on
don't know
Instagram.
if he's talking
He
about
didn't follow me
him
back.
or Simmons.
Oh, he might be talking about Simmons.
Yeah, I'm not
he's
sure
not talking
which
about
one he's
Trapillo, 'cause
talking
I think-
about, so.
Yeah, Trapillo, I don't even think was supposed to be a second round pick,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm wrong.
Right, Matt Quimby chimes in. I think this is about the Steelers. They'll sign Rodgers. I know they offered him a contract. Rodgers went down there. I don't know what he's doing. He's not going to have any other offers. He's playing. That's the
nobody
only thing.
wants
Nobody
him.
wants him.
Yeah,
And then he's got Pickens, and he's got Metcalf, and he's got Fryermuth, and he's got
Najee Harris still
Najee.
there?
No, Najee Harris is in L.A. now. But there's a good squad there. I don't know what Rodgers is even thinking about. It's
maybe he doesn't want to play for Tomlin. Tomlin will call him out on his crap.
yeah. You know what? You're absolutely
Tomlin's
right.
pretty tough. I like Tomlin.
That's a good take right there.
I was hoping Mayo would be a version of Tomlin. I like Tomlin.
Tomlin or Flores would have been.
Oh, yeah, because Flores is similar to Tomlin. Mayo is like a little beta.
Yeah.
Not what I expected at all.
Not at all. Not at all. I think he left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through these comments here. Rogers is awaiting what his shaman tells him to do, or after a weekend of peyote, Bob Roxworks. Yeah, he's got to go into that.
Weird guy.
What is that? The dark cave that he goes into. You know, so
strange.
Yeah,
I'm good with Rodgers.
Yeah.
If we could have a NFL with no Aaron Rodgers in it, I would be a happy NFL.
but this is good. This is going to give us a lot more to talk about with the Patriots the weeks coming forward. So I like it, especially if they sign Cooper. We're going to be full of energy talking about this team.
Yeah.
So.
And the expectations are going to be pretty high. They better come through.
I was waiting for a Paul comment, 14-3 or
Paul Connors?
yeah.
He's a very busy man right now.
Well, Matty P. Matty P has him going undefeated.
He's another busy man.
Yeah.
You know? It's their time to gloat, but they're not here right now.
All right, well.
Yeah.
So, let's get into a little
New news.
stealing that. The new news. New, probably wrong podcast. New news. Stole that from the New Heights. I like how they say that.
All right, new news.
We're going to start off with our first probably wrong podcast meet and greet.
Yeah!
We're going to
Loving
be
this.
Saturday, April 12th from 5 to 8 at Barrett's,
West-
the old Charlie Horse, West Bridgewater. Very convenient for everyone to be there.
Yep.
We'll all be there. I'm hoping, Bob, you'll be there. I'm hoping Jay Fields, easy ride from where you are, right down 495
is
to
he on?
24. MLAC's not on, but I'm sure we'll touch base with them. These people will see it. I mean, I want all our regulars there. Everybody out there. I hope Melissa gets there. Tony Martin gets there. Matt Quimby gets there. Ethan, a lot of... I know I'm forgetting all these other names that chime in every week.
All right, so that's going to be April
12th, Saturday night,
5 to 8.
Bring your kids, bring everybody.
Yeah, they have
If
video
you're not
games.
familiar, yeah, go ahead, get the sales
They
pitch.
usually have live music going on. We don't even need to. If people want to grab seats, I prefer to stand.
Yeah.
Good food, good beverages.
I know I'll be eating a cheeseburger, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
I'll probably be drinking a margarita. Dave?
Talk to a couple people here, and then eat
it's
my
gonna be-
burger.
Yeah. It's
And
going
we'll
to
see.
be great.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how their martinis are, so I
You
might
got
have
Peter
to.
Barrett as the bartender?
I'd have to go with the old faithful, captain.
Captain and Coke?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. You don't trust Peter Barrett?
We'll
He'll
test,
light
we
you
can,
up.
we can
He's,
test them out.
he's the Cage Titans champion. I had to be easy with those words over there, David. I'm sure he makes a pretty mean martini.
So we'll see how this goes, and this hopefully we're going to roll right into our pickleball weekends, or I don't want to say weekends, but our pickleball event.
Yes. Do we have a date for that?
Not
we
yet.
still have to learn how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that will be well documented for everybody out there.
Okay, all right.
And then we have Tony and hopefully Dave, depending on his work schedule, are going to be jumping on with the Talking Game podcast. So tomorrow night, I'm not sure when Anthony puts it out there, but I'll make sure everybody can see it.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, Thursday night.
All right.
That's tomorrow.
Got it on my calendar.
Yep. And then Sunday, I'll be jumping on with Bob here on the Xennial Odyssey podcast. So we're making the rounds.
There's a lot going on.
There is.
Yeah, I feel my anxiety rising. This is a lot.
So you'll see, the PWP out there in full force.
Nice.
So looking forward to this.
I'm most looking forward to the get together.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, people can bring their kids. There's video games.
Yep.
There's activities for the kids. You can grab a few margaritas or cheeseburgers with us. It's going to be a good time.
Looking forward. Even if nobody shows up, it'll be the first time us three get out there.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yep. So Matt Quimby wants no autograph signings. Yes.
Dave will be signing autographs.
He'll have his booth.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I was
I think
thinking
it'll
about
be
that
good.
today, and I'm like, I know we've kind of been quiet on it a little bit. Wanted to get a little things done, and that's
And
it.
you know what? If it goes well, which I think it will, that's something that we could maybe do
little
every
more
other
frequent.
month. Yeah,
Yeah.
every other month. It'll be good.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
So
And then maybe at the end we'll take like a group picture with all the kids and stuff.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah,
I like pictures.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
you know?
It's just a good thing to post, and then people get FOMO, and then they're going to show up to the next event.
Yeah,
That's
I
how
like
I built my whole business out of FOMO.
Yeah.
I take pictures with all these like girls, and people are like, I want to go. I'm like, well, sign up. And then they would sign up, and they'd go to the
Only difference
event.
is he's going to be taking pictures with kids at this one.
Yeah. It's not going to bring many people in, but I think it'd be good.
My kids are looking forward to a night out with Tony and Dave.
Well, I think a lot of people say
Not me, not their dad.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say I'd like to go, but I have the kids. But now there's an event that the kids could actually go to, and the parents can still go and have a good time.
Yep. So it'll be good.
It'll be great.
Yep. So hopefully our other regulars, Paul Corners and Matty P, will be there. So
Nice.
You know, we haven't talked to them about it, but I'm just putting them on blast here.
I know that Paulie's a regular there,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I'm excited about that.
get
huh?
all fired up.
I'm excited to hear. I'm disappointed I can't make it for the Thursday night podcast with Anthony with Talking Game.
I know.
So,
I totally forgot it was opening day.
it's 6 to 7, and you
I know all the
talk
games
baseball.
start at 4 tomorrow.
Oh, jeez. Have it on in the background.
All right, I am.
Jason Tatum, Boston Celtics.
Whew. Looks like we avoided a scare.
But I think it buys us a little load management. I think he can hide behind that, give him a little bit of rest.
Yeah.
I mean, you already saw the videos. It's posted in the Probably Wrong story. He's out there. He doesn't look hobbled at all in Phoenix right now.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good thing, only because now they can have him sit more and, like I just said, hide behind that injury.
Yeah.
So
You think he's going to though?
He's trying to play tonight. He went from doubtful to questionable.
Yeah.
I think he wants to show how tough he.
I feel like he's the type that he wants to be out there, which is great.
Yeah, it's very rare in today's NBA.
Yes, very rare.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention one other thing in the new news. Phil from the Distilled Nightlife podcast, they're having a pub crawl on April 25th in Plymouth.
Ooh, I haven't seen Phil in quite a while.
So make sure you're at that pub crawl.
I should
More
brought my
details to
calendar.
come.
Yeah, all right.
So,
What time does that start?
And Mike won't be there.
As we said, drag me out. No,
What time does that start?
I'm not positive, but I'll.
Oh, that sounds great.
So,
I'm in for a good pub crawl. I know Dave is too.
yeah. All right, back to Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I think he's trying to show how tough and resilient. I like this.
Yeah.
But like you said, if we could do some load management until the end of the season, let's talk about Sabonis. What a reckless play that is. You potentially change NBA history by closing out that close to a shooter. So stupid.
All I saw was Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah,
and
100% with Kawhi Leonard.
Yep.
If the Celtics don't have a chance to repeat because Sabonis takes out Tatum's ankle, like that changes NBA history,
Correct.
right?
100%. And this is, don't forget, this is 2 nights in a row that happened.
Yeah.
It happened the night before in Portland, or two nights before.
Yeah, these guys, like, you can't be so reckless. Like,
If it was anybody else, I know I like to say it's a dirty play, because I know our former guy here, Justin Elwood,
I don't think Sabonis is dirty.
loves Sabonis so much but I think at the end of the day, it was just like you said, it was reckless.
Reckless.
But if it was anybody else, I would be like, that's a dirt. But he's known as a good guy.
Right. And when Giannis did it to him in the corner,
Yeah.
I feel like that was dirty. I think
Yes.
Giannis did that intentionally.
Yes.
Because I think Giannis is a prick.
Yes.
But
But I still like him.
yeah, but I think he's a prick. But I don't think Sabonis did. I think it was just a lazy, like, brain fart. Like, you don't close out like that.
Yeah. But, hey, give him some rest.
Yeah.
We have second seed pretty much locked up. I think the Hawks and the Orlando Magic have the play-in. And normally I'm scared of both those teams because they play us tough. But Magic is battling some injuries. I think they're limping into the playoffs. And if Trae Young is healthy, we'll beat them. I'm more afraid of the Atlanta Hawks when Trae Young isn't there.
Yeah, and if we have Porzingis,
Yeah.
he's the cheat code for all these scrub teams. You have no chance if we have Porzingis.
100%. So just let Missoula cruise into the
Yeah,
postseason, resting guys, couple guys here, couple guys there, and let's get this season wrapped up.
Let's go.
Let's get it going. Let's get some nice playoff basketball,
Yeah.
the best basketball there is.
Yeah, can't wait.
And roll.
Yeah.
So Jimmy Butler returned last night. Did you see that?
Yeah, well, I saw that.
Again, Miami.
Yeah, I saw that. He got a little bit of. He got a few boos.
He got a lot of booze.
Yeah.
You listen back to the video again. It's if you want to check it out. It's in our story.
Follow the story. follow the Probably Wrong podcast Instagram.
But yeah, I was surprised with the amount of boos.
Well,
no, I'm sorry. I take that back. I was actually surprised with the amount of cheers.
Yeah.
Because of the way everything went down, and he shot himself out of town.
Right. But he did have a good run there.
Yeah, but still, the way it ended. It
ended ugly. It ended ugly.
The way that he went out really put a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
I think I'm one of the few people that still really liked him.
Yeah, I like Butler too.
That kind of.
But you got to think too, like the Miami fans, they had a lot of ups with Jimmy Butler.
Yeah,
they made it to the finals a few times. They were never really a favorite, so he took a team that wasn't that great to the finals.
Yeah.
So they had a pretty good run with him.
And he's been great with Golden State until Steph Curry got injured. Now they're kind of bogged down. Last night that team did not look good, but then again Miami was playing inspired ball, held Jimmy Butler to I think 11 points. So
I feel like Butler's kind of like a Diggs kind of guy. Like he shows up to a place, he's good for a little while, and then he turns to shit.
Yeah,
and
you're absolutely
turns
right.
the team to shit.
This is his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th team.
Well, you got Chicago, Minnesota, Philadelphia, Miami, Golden State.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hoping
all facts here.
Yeah.
So it couldn't happen to a nicer guy last night.
I like Butler. I just feel like when it goes bad, he kind of gets a little emotional and probably says a lot of things that he shouldn't say. But that's.
Did you hear his quotes before the game about Pat Riley? I'm not going to say anything to him, and he better not say anything to me.
Oh God!
Really, Butler?
Yeah.
How old is Pat Riley? Like 75.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, come on, move on.
Yeah, move on.
You got what you wanted.
Up,
yeah. You get your $60 million a year, whatever the hell you're getting paid.
And he traded you to quite the destination as well.
That's...
You got to go to Golden State. You're going to ride Steph Curry's coatails when he gets back,
which is what he should be doing right now, anyways, right?
You should be thanking Pat Riley.
Yeah.
You got your big contract, and you never know. Golden State's that team that in the playoffs, no matter what, they're scary.
Well, that's it. Steph Curry gets hot, they can go on a run.
Yeah. Kevin Durant rode those coattails to a couple championships.
Well, I don't think he rode. Kevin Durant was a superstar at that point.
Yeah.
He was a top,
but he couldn't win until he played with Steph.
Yeah. Tony, you can spin this each way. He has a valid point that Kevin Durant jumped ship, rode those coattails, and got it. But you can also say, I mean, I'm a basketball fan. I roll with you. Kevin Durant's a friggin' superstar.
He was MVP of the finals
Yeah,
both times.
that team.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But Steph did win a championship without Durant.
Right.
Durant never won a championship without Steph.
But that OKC team was up 3-1 versus Golden State. They choked. If they stayed together, maybe the next year with him and Westbrook, they had a chance.
Yes.
But I think him and Westbrook didn't always see eye to eye, and he left to go.
Well, Durant's a little bit of a bitch anyway.
100%. 100%.
I mean, he gets so mad at Peyton Manning for his comment at the ESPYs. That was like one of the greatest
Kevin
jokes.
Durant is very mentally weak.
100%.
But at the time, he was a top 2 or 3 player in all of basketball.
Oh, I agree. My point was Steph won without him and then added him to the team, and they won a few more.
I mean, we can say Durant is mentally weak, but Durant, I can't remember him ever getting a fan thrown out.
No.
He goes back and forth with the fans. He'll say some cutthroat things back to you.
Very mentally weak on social media. That's what I'm kind of getting. Like he
needs to respond, right?
God, like for what?
Yeah.
Like I don't know when people like say stupid stuff about me on my thing. I don't even like. I could care less. This is Kevin Durant. Like, what are you doing?
You want to talk about social media for a minute? Something that I've learned recently. People on TikTok are just straight up mean.
Oh, yeah.
Like we post on the Instagram, Facebook, what's the other one? YouTube.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, you don't have to like all of our stuff, but for the most part, people will,
respectable.
Or they'll just keep it moving.
Yeah.
A few little stuff here and there, but nothing over the top. Something that I'll, like the Probably Wrong page will go back and forth, but nothing. But people on TikTok, these people,
they're out. They're out for blood.
They are. Like, they are just like, there's nothing like just keep it moving.
Remember, they were very angry with me commenting about the Mets bottom half of the lineup?
It's still continuing.
And then I showed you all their stats from last year. They all batted like 250 or under.
Yeah.
And like these people like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And then I showed you the stats. Jose Siri batted 181. Jeff McNeil batted 230. These guys are all old and like falling apart.
Facts. We have the stats to back it up.
They got Francisco Alvarez. Yeah, well, he's already hurt, but last year he batted .210. Like, how is this like a big threat in the lineup? And people are like, he doesn't know.
That's near all-star caliber.
Yeah,
right there.
like,
210.
They don't want any logic. They just want. I don't know what they want.
Yeah.
I don't know what they want.
But it's a mean place. And
Yeah.
I'm talking to my daughter about it. She's like, yeah, TikTok, just something about
aggressive.
it. People, and it's young kids too.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Young kids are a little bit more emotional. You know, they don't take logic into consideration.
Not even that. Just they have to be mean.
They have to be
Like
mean.
they have to, and I'm fine with it because you know what? You're driving the algorithm up.
Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Criticize us all you want.
Just sometimes I open it, and I'm just like, ooh.
It's kind of the meanest town page on Facebook, the Plymouth town page.
East Bridgewater's got some pretty
Oh,
mean
really?
stuff
Really?
too. Yeah.
Sometimes I get caught up in the Plymouth, and I'm like reading this stuff. I'm like, oh my god, this town.
Yeah, that's some pretty funny stuff.
Absolute nightmare.
It's a big
Everybody's
town,
fighting
though.
each other.
Yeah.
It's a nice town. It's like until you get on social media, it's like holy crap. These people
It's just
are
social media
aggressive.
gives everyone a voice, and it drives me crazy. And it's just like I listen to people all the time, like I'm getting off social media. First off, you don't have to announce, just get off.
Just get off. Nobody cares. Yeah.
But I'm like I enjoy social media because I use it for what it is. Obviously, I promote our show. I watch a lot of reels. I enjoy stuff. I find it a good way to stay connected with friends and relatives and stuff that I don't get to see anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those
There's a
things.
lot of good
You keep
things about
seeing
it.
the pictures and everything that you feel connected. And when you haven't seen somebody for a year, you still be like, you still feel like you're in the lives of each other because you see it. And I know there's a lot of negative stuff, but it's very simple. I just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Like, I don't know why people feel the need to be like, oh, social media, oh, Facebook, oh, it's this and that. I go, just delete and keep it moving.
Yeah. When you use it like that.
Unfollow. I do
people,
it left to right.
block
keep it moving.
people. Just skip past it. I'm sick of the
It's just-
negativity.
Yeah, and I think the internet and everything, I try to use it for what it's good. I try not to get too much into it. Yeah, on the sports stuff, sometimes you go a little back and forth. You know, it is because
we
everyone
want to
has
become
a
rich
different.
and famous. That's what we're using it for.
But I don't think it's impacting your mental health. Some
No.
people are so like balls deep that it's impacting their like mental well-being.
Like sometimes I'll catch myself. Like I'll write something. I go,
Why the fuck do I give a shit what this guy has to say?
right, and then I just delete it.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
I'll
It's not-
try to
not
say
even
something
worth-
witty just for fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's no need
I
to.
do the same thing. I'm like, I'm not even going to hit send. I'm just going to delete. And
Exactly.
Then move on
And then
with my
sometimes
day.
I look at the person and go like, why am I even?
Yeah, this guy doesn't even have teeth.
Which is hilarious coming from Mike, who intentionally tries to get under everybody's
Yeah, but he
skin.
does it in person.
Yeah.
He does
Face to face.
He does it. Yeah, he does
The
it
old
all over
school
the
way.
place.
I like it. I like
It's just it cracks me up.
Yeah. And Dave, you have to admit, I've been much better. I'm trying very hard to. I'm really trying to live it now. Treat people how you want to be treated. I can only control two things. You know what I say, how I act. Like that. That's it.
All right.
I can't. It's just too much. Too much. You know. It's too much. Too much to be negative. Too much to pick a fight with everybody.
God, yeah.
You know.
Well, if I get a chance, I'm taking it. So just because I love seeing the reaction out of you.
And I get like stuff between you and me and this, but
No,
I'm talking
I
like
know,
random
I know.
people. Like
I get it.
In traffic, I try. I pretty much
You
catch
don't want to
myself.
climb out the window anymore, yelling
Catch
at
myself
people.
all the time. Like, why am I laying on my horn? It's not going to solve anything. Like, why am
No.
I getting frustrated? I'll get there when I get there. There's nothing I can do about these idiots. You know, that's it. Just turn up my radio and just try to relax.
Live to fight another day.
Exactly. There's too much crap out there, and it's
Because
just,
if you live like that, there's going to be multiple things every single day that
Right.
throw you off.
and that's what it was for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah.
Like it was
Screw
really
that.
like I was.
Oh, God.
Oh, you get fired up on a ride home.
Yeah.
I mean, every day coming out of Boston, you can get fired up.
Yeah,
So
but you can't live like that. And then you're on edge
No.
your whole life. And then you come home, you bring that home with you. It's like not good.
Yeah. And like Matt Quimby, right? If you don't like it, simply block, unfollow, or hide.
Yeah.
Jake chimes in. Yeah, he does. At least he says it to your face. You know.
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of it's that's it. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it moving. You don't like the show? Keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's very simple. There's plenty of other podcasts. There's a ton of them out there. You know,
If you don't like the show,
There's probably something wrong with
still
it.
like it and share it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
other
yeah.
people can check it out and pick on us.
people forget though. Like it's opinions. That's all it is. There's no facts. Not just in our show, but in general. It's
Right.
everyone's opinion. And you know what? not everybody has the same opinion. You can't get mad at people.
Oh, gosh,
you can't get mad. I don't like the Patriot fans. I can't get mad at people for having a different opinion. If we all had the same opinion, this life would be so friggin' boring. I don't know. All right, I'm off my soapbox.
All right.
Sorry. Can we? We're gonna give 15 minutes at the end of the show.
Wow, I'll take 15 minutes.
All right, but we just got to touch real quick how bad the Bruins are. 30 goals in their last 6 games.
I don't even want to stick around for this.
You know, you got Swayman, 20
Swayman
goals
sucks.
and 4. You know, and Dave.
He's been terrible.
He's
Dave.
enjoying that contract.
Patrick Waugh, okay?
Who is that?
I fucking said it right there. Jeremy Swayman, your next best goalie in the NHL.
That was taken in 2022 from this man right here.
And he was well on his way until this year.
Awful. Like, everything
It's
about
been
the
so
Bruins
bad.
is awful.
He had one stretch this year where he looked good, but he's been terrible. And, hey, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know where this went wrong.
Dave, I think there's problems in the locker room with Swayman.
Oh, there's definitely, I think and there's some players in there that, and I don't know if some of those guys that got traded were part of the problem, because you're not going to hear it until later. But yeah, I feel like they don't like Swayman at all, and they're kind of stuck with him right now.
Yeah.
They have a goalie in Providence that's probably going to win the top goalie award for the AHL.
I don't understand, Dave, why they don't just send him down.
I don't either.
They've done it. They've done it over his whole career. Why now you can't?
Yeah, I don't really know what the rules are on that contract or anything, but yeah, he doesn't belong with this team right now. That he's awful.
Yeah,
it's been so bad, and I don't understand it. I mean, he played so well the last couple of years. Is he that upset that his buddy is gone to Ottawa? I mean, was that really? You knew it was going to happen. Everyone knew it was going to happen. So. I don't know. This is terrible, and
Jake also brings up the Zadorov interview the other day.
Yeah,
when they were talking about, I forget the exact quotes, but Swayman tried to go fight, and they were like, "What do you think about Swayman standing up for your teammate for standing up for him?" And sort of was like, "Is that what it was?"
Yeah, is that what you call that?
Even before I saw it, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the clips, and I'm like,
"No, it was a joke." I mean,
he was getting. If you really wanted to fight, you're not getting held back by a linesman. He literally just had his arm up. Like, it was ridiculous.
The whole thing was stupid. It was stupid right from the start, and there was just he was getting shelled. He was mad because he was getting shelled and they weren't pulling him.
Yep.
But they were also on back-to-back nights, so Korpisalo played the night before. You're not gonna, you're just gonna take what you get that night, and 7 goals on 23 shots.
I love the fact that Sacco is leaving him in.
Oh, he does. He should be.
Like, I'm not going to save your ass for this crappy
Yeah,
performance.
you
You sit in there. You
suck.
run up your goals against. You stop something.
Right.
You want to be.
Show me something.
Yeah.
We're paying you $8.5 million a year. Yeah, it's been a shit show for him, and he's either gonna wake up and play like he can. I know it's not gonna happen this year, but if not, I mean, you got to move on from him, or like you said, send him down to the minors. I mean, send him to Providence. How much of a kick in the nuts is that?
Yeah.
But you know what? You need it, and the kid in Providence is playing better than you.
What's worse? He's getting that salary, rotting in Providence, or getting that salary with a 6-point whatever it is goals against in net.
Yeah.
Give it to a guy. What's his name? Bosa?
No, it's actually a DiPietro or
Yeah, that's
DiPietro.
the guy. Spell check. Auto correction.
Yeah.
That's the guy I was trying to say.
DiPietro. I'm
Him
not
and
sure how they
Korpisalo,
pronounce his name, but
ride out the year. Let him rot down there.
Exactly.
And maybe his attitude gets a little attitude adjustment, and then he either comes back next year, or you know what?
move on.
Well,
Exactly.
You can't really move on with that contract. How do you move on from that?
Well, that's why Don Sweeney is like, he's just so shitty at giving contracts out. He screwed that thing up right from the start. But he didn't have a contract set up for Swayman, and he traded, Omar.
Well, I thought he did, and then Swayman kind of went back on his
No.
word a little bit.
No, they didn't have anything worked out. He should have had a contract worked out with Swayman at reasonable money before he traded Allmark, or if you weren't getting the deal done, trade Swayman.
One last thing here Bob brings up. His stats in the third straight start are abysmal. He may truly only be able to play 55 games in a regular season, and that's not an $8.5 million goalie, in your opinion. And it definitely our two opinion. This guy might have been a little biased and wanted Swayman here. But how many games has Swayman played this year?
I'm not
Probably
sure.
should have looked that up.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering if is he over? I mean, I think he would be under because he sat. When did he finally get in net?
Yeah, he missed out on a handful.
Missed a handful of games.
But he's been out there quite a bit. He's playing 2 or 3 to 1 with Corpus.
3 to 1.
So
51 games played.
51 games already. You're right. He's almost at that 55.
He also got off to a weird start, holding out. So you almost, in a weird way, have to just wash this season out. Come back next season with a regular preseason, and if he does this again,
if he
now we have
starts out,
some serious issues.
But
he was
shitty.
behind the 8 ball to start.
Yeah,
from the start. I mean, the whole team was. They weren't
Well, a
playing
big part
hard.
of it was him too, right?
the whole.
They weren't playing hard for Montgomery. They weren't playing.
Swayman wasn't there until
in front
2
of
or 3 days before the start of the season.
It's been an absolute shit show, and it all starts with Sweeney and Neely and all the. I mean, the stupidity before they even went into the offseason, and then they trade Allmark without having a deal in place already. It's all stupid.
I think they had a deal, like a handshake deal. Because remember, Neely came out. Neely was really bullshit at Swayman, and he made some comments about. I think they had a handshake deal, and then the trade was made, and then Swayman went back on his word. And I think that's why Neely brought it to the press, because they were kind of bullshit at Swayman.
Yeah,
does that
100%.
sound right?
We all pretty much said that when that came out.
So I think they had a deal. And then all of a sudden, Swayman raised his price tag.
Reneged on it.
Once he had leverage.
Reneged.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And that's why they haven't.
That's a tough word.
And they haven't played hard in front of them all year.
You had to bring attention.
Yeah, sorry.
They haven't played hard for him all year, and that just goes to show that the team they're not happy with him.
Yeah, they're bullshit.
I mean,
I'd be too.
Swayman is a guy that can play 55 games.
That's it.
He's young. He can play more than that, and he can win in this league.
He can play 55 games. He's just going to give up 6 goals a game.
At this point,
yeah.
I mean,
all right. We're cutting
into Tony's 15 minutes of fame here.
Let's go.
The minutes, you know.
We didn't even get to talk about.
That's okay. We'll
next time.
We'll see if Brad actually starts in Utah on Friday. Big day for Tony tomorrow. Big day.
Yes.
It's finally here.
I know. I've been waiting. It feels like forever.
I like it that Devers, Corey came out before the show today. Devers is full-time DH. Bregman's full-time third base. All right.
And when you watch Bregman play third base, it looks so sweet.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you do anything but this?
Yeah.
You know, he looks fabulous at third base. I'm very excited about that. I'm not even a Red Sox fan, but I like to watch good baseball, and I'm very excited about this team. And MLB predicted today, they had their World Series prediction, and this is going to sound crazy, but for those that truly follow baseball, it's not going to sound crazy. They had their World Series prediction of the Red Sox playing the Dodgers. And the reason behind that is the American League is a lot weaker than people think. The American League is not good. And the Yankees suffered some severe injuries. Baltimore lost Corbin Burns and Anthony Santander. The Central is not that good. Houston lost Bregman and Tucker. So it's there for the taking.
Altuve's struggling too, isn't he?
He's playing left field this year.
And he's not having a good time out there.
Well, he didn't have a very good time at second base. Defensively, his statistics aren't great. He doesn't have much range, doesn't have a good arm. So I think they moved him in left.
He's very frustrated. Very frustrated.
Dropped a couple balls.
Yeah, like routine
Hit right
balls.
to him, yeah.
But I'm glad the world has caught on with the Red Sox, because I remember I brought that up, and you were even like, man, if they stay healthy.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be a big thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big thing.
Well, that's with every team, so I hate to really, as a cop-out, with every team.
Right.
So with Dodgers, if they stay healthy.
Has Christian Campbell made the opening day roster?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good for him.
So I believe the projected 2025 Red Sox starting lineup, leading off with Duran, batting second is Devers, third Bregman, fourth Cassis, fifth Story, sixth Campbell, Abreu at seventh, Connor Wong, and then Cedine Rafaela at ninth.
Yep.
So that is what's the consistency that I've dug up.
That's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
And if you have a few injuries, you can be okay because they have David Alexander who can play very, very fast. If you have a Trevor Story injury, I think you can bring up Marcel Mayer, who crushed the ball this preseason. I feel like he should have been the one getting the starting job over Campbell.
Now let me ask you this: is Mayer, is he one of those players where they have to send him to the AAA for like so many weeks, and then they can bring him up and they don't use up one of his years
right now?
of
There's no
eligibility?
spot for him. There's no spot for him.
Yeah.
There was only spot for one guy
Yeah.
to play second. And I think the reason why Campbell got it is he's a right-handed bat, and they're very left-handed dominant.
And Campbell had a good spring.
He got off to a terrible start.
But you're right. Go ahead.
Got off to a terrible start. I think he had like 11 out of his first 20 at-bats. He struck out 11 times. We will see. I'm watching his swing, and it looks like he can drive the ball to right center
You don't
pretty
think
well.
his swing has gotten better? And his play in the field, I think, has been something we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, they said he's a work in progress at second base. He's having a hard time turning the double
You're just
play.
really shooting down everything I'm saying.
No. Well, I don't think he's.
It's fine. I'm a little novice to your baseball
Marcel Mayer
expertise.
is. You watch him play. He's kind of like watching Bregman at third, just very fluid in like his baseball ability.
You know what? Maybe it was him that I saw.
Okay, all right. Where Campbell is a good athlete, very fast, pretty strong, but a little choppy. They had him in left field. He was a ball against the wall. He turned a double into a triple because he misplayed it. He bobbled the ball. He's a little rusty. It looks rusty. But he's a work in progress, and he has the ability to hit the power and steal bases. If Trevor Story goes down, Marcel Mayer's coming up, and he just looks like a more natural baseball player. Go ahead.
When Trevor Story?
Yeah.
I know
I
that's
was
the
waiting
running
for
joke,
Mike to.
and I know it's Justin and I will butt heads on this, but at the end of the day, I want Story to stay healthy. I want this team to go on a
Of course,
run.
you want him to stay healthy. He just hasn't.
Right.
So, what about Roman Anthony? Is he?
Stud.
And there's no room for him.
No, not yet. They got Willie Abreu in right field. There's potentially he's potentially a trade piece. Roman Anthony might be here by like midseason. He hit a ball last year at 116 miles an hour. He was 20 years old. And they had the list of major leaguers that hit the ball over 116 miles an hour last year. And you look at the names, it's like Stanton, Judge, Shohei. There was like 12 guys, and they're all superstars.
Yeah.
Very few people have the ability to hit the ball that hard, and he did it at 20 years old.
Yeah.
Potential's another left-handed bat, though. They're very left-handed, like, heavy. So, but all three of the guys came up, Campbell, Mayer, and Anthony, and they all shined during the spring. I think
They all had their moments.
Yeah, Campbell
There was
got
one
off
game that all three of them hit a home run, right?
Yeah, that was the Futures game, and it was like, oh man, they're going against their age bracket, and they all dominated.
Stood out. You can, men amongst boys.
Yes. I think Campbell needs some work defensively, but I like the fact that you can play him in the outfield as well. I'm liking all three of them.
All right. Maybe a trade for Guerrero at some point.
I don't know. He's talking about.
If he has a bad season, it's $500 million. If he has a good season, it's $700 million.
Yeah, I think he's taking the contract that Soto got, which was a bit of an overpay, and he's putting himself in that category. I think baseball is getting away from paying that first baseman. Right now, if Rafael Devers was a free agent, I don't think he gets $30 million a year.
And so Soto at the bat for the spring, he's been pretty good. He's a stud. He's a stud. His fielding has looked not so great
Remember I told Matty P that he wasn't a good defensive outfielder, and he ripped me for... Soto's not a good defensive
What
outfielder.
I think is, if this season, let's just say Soto has a setback. Let's just say you called, he's going to get walked a lot. He's a defensive liability. If he ends up being a DH, it's going to... A lot of owners are going to be, I'm not paying $700 million.
Yeah,
I'm not doing what the Mets
Right,
just did.
right. And we saw Pete Alonso struggle to get a contract.
Yeah.
That's a first baseman. I think the days of, like, the softball-type first baseman...
Yep.
Pete Alonso, Vlad Guerrero, Rafael Devers, those days are kind of coming to an end. They're not going to overpay and give those guys 10. So I think Vlad's thinking I'm going to get 10 years, $500 million. I don't see it coming.
No.
Maybe $35 million a season.
Not to mention next year when they're talking a baseball lockout.
Oh yeah, that too.
So that's going to go against him.
Right.
That's just going to hurt the sport even more.
Oh, big time.
And they're going to be off ESPN next year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's their starting lineup. Crochet had an unbelievable spring.
Yep.
So he's going to be their number 1.
Yep.
Tanner Hulk, their number 2.
Yep.
Walker Buehler, their number 3.
Yep.
Fitz, number 4.
Yep. Richard Fitz.
Dick Fitz. And Sean Newcomb is going to be number 5. Because
Massachusetts native.
Cutter Crawford's got his injury.
Yes.
And he may be out for a while.
Crawford?
Yeah. You know, Brian Bello and Giolito are already throwing.
Yep.
So we could see them, I think, a little earlier than what expected. At least, I think Brian Bello's on track. I think Giolito, he's going to be back ahead of schedule. I think originally projected it wasn't going to be till May. I think we may actually see him in April. So,
and the Giolito thing was a hamstring injury, not a shoulder injury.
Yes.
So that's good. I remember last year when they traded Verdugo to the Yankees for Richard Fitz. And the people on the radio were like, oh, my God, the Red Sox are so stupid. You traded an outfielder. Now Verdugo's in the minors, and this guy's your number 4 pitcher that had a pretty good spring. So, yeah, we'll see. They got to stay healthy. Right now, they're currently not healthy. I see them winning 92, 93 games, but Crochet has to be healthy. He's never really pitched a full season.
Right.
Walker Buehler has to be healthy. Those two have to give you 30 starts each, 170 innings each.
Yes.
I think that's going to be big. I don't know if either one of them can do it.
So when do they open up?
Tomorrow
at 4?
4 o'clock, Texas.
Nice. I'll try to listen to it.
All right.
While I'm at work.
Until 6 o'clock, and then you're going to go find a corner, and you're going to call in
That's
and
right.
be on the
You're not
Talking
gonna
Game
leave me
podcast.
hanging.
I'm gonna try. Maybe I'll be in the car ride home, but
That's fine. Modern
give it a
technology.
shot.
He's better at it with us. I don't understand how to do call-ins the way we have the setup.
Yep.
He can actually put the screens up. So,
All right.
and,
I have a feeling
see how it
Dave's going to
goes.
leave me hanging tomorrow night at 6. Pretty good chance.
I will do my best.
Okay, so I'm left hanging. I will do my best to leave you
All right,
hanging.
you get no faith in me. I've actually met you out.
Yes.
Mike doesn't get out ever.
yeah, but I don't say I'm coming out. I just no.
But I mean, what's
Like
with
tomorrow
the
night,
lack of faith?
I straight up said I'm
gonna
busy.
just
I cannot
leave
do
you
it.
hanging.
So, all right. On that note, look out for the Talking Game podcast. Check it out, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
All right, check you later.